Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted just to take a little bit of time to talk about what's going on in the world. We could say what in the world's going on, or we could say what's going on in the world. And the answer is I have no idea. I have no idea what's up, but I've been watching videos, I've been watching the news. I'm hearing a lot of things about food shortages, inflation, wildfires, gas shortages, all kinds of just really disturbing things in the news. In my area where I live in Southern Illinois, as you know. We're a very rural community. We don't have gas shortages. Our gas is about $3.35 a gallon right now. In another nearby town, it is $3 and I think 25 cents or 27 cents, something like that. So, but there's no gas shortages where I am. I've been seeing a lot of videos, a lot of pictures, a lot of reports in the news about food shortages and the empty shelves in grocery stores and Walmarts. Mine is not like that where I live. When I go do a pickup order at Walmart, I've been getting all of the things I order. I've been to Dollar Tree recently and their shelves were all well stocked. Yeah, but where I live, prices are on the increase. I mean, substantially from one trip to the store to the next, I'm noticing, like, good grief, increases in price. And I'm assuming that when I hear of empty shelves in other parts of the country, I'm assuming that eventually that's going to be my reality as well. I've heard on several videos, and I've even read 2 news articles that have stated supposedly a lot of food shortages in the month of August. Coffee is supposedly going to be hard to find and be very expensive because the coffee crop failed this year. I'm not sure why, if it was fire or just drought. I don't know why, but I've read 2 different news articles that say that coffee is going to be hard to find and be very expensive. So what I came on here to talk about today, because I know we all read the news and we all are aware of what's going on in our own communities, but I think we also need to be aware that there's an awful lot of things going on all around us in our country. I even have a few people in the UK that I watch their videos, and they're also saying empty shelves and things like that. So it's not just the United States. It seems to be a worldwide problem. I think one of the videos I watched from the UK, they were told that the reason for the food shortage, the empty shelves at the grocery store, was because the workers were sick with COVID and not able to keep up with the shelving, with the stocking of the shelves. So that's also a factor. We know that is on the rise. That nasty little virus seems to be on the rise in certain areas. So we need to be thinking about a lot of things that could happen. A lot of things are happening right now, right in front of us, and many times in our own communities, we know things are changing. So my encouragement today for all of us is to be prepared. That's what I always say, that be aware and be prepared. And how I'm doing that for my family right now is I'm making a list. I've been doing this now probably most of the summer. I make up a 2-week meal plan and I buy my groceries for 2 weeks at a time. So I would encourage you to think about the foods that your family eats just on a regular basis, the dinners that you cook and the things you need for lunches and breakfast. Make a list of those items and start making sure you can get what your family needs. Buy up a little extra when you order your groceries, or when you go to Walmart or whatever. If you're going to have spaghetti next week, buy enough for 2 meals of spaghetti. If you're going to have whatever your family likes, if it's tacos, just buy extra. Buy a little bit of extra. Start out having at least 2 weeks of extra meals in your pantry, then work up to having at least a month, and then 3 months, but I would start small. I would start with, instead of having like 3 months worth of meat on hand, I would start by having 2 weeks of meals on hand, so you can at least be 2 weeks ahead of ahead of whatever. Then I would build on that, you know. But it always starts by buying a little bit extra. But I would keep track in a notebook, because sometimes we think we have things that we don't, or we don't think we have things that we do. So I would keep track with a notebook, you know, write your meal plan out, a 2-week menu, and that's how I would shop as a beginning prepper. As anybody out there, all of us need to be aware what we're doing for our family. We're keeping our gas tanks at least half full. When it gets down to a half, we fill up, we top it off. I would encourage you to do that. I would encourage you, if there's prescription medications that you or your family members are dependent on, I would make sure that those are filled and refills are current, so that in case there would be a shortage of the medication. We don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, you need to make sure you have your prescriptions filled. You need to make sure you have food and water. And watch the news. Pay attention to what's going on around you, and go from there. That's what we're doing. We're just paying attention and making sure that, you know, like I said, we have the basic necessities to be okay. If there are shortages, it's okay. I've got enough in my pantry to carry us through. That way you don't panic. You don't have to live in fear of not having the food you need for your families. And that will bring a lot of comfort and a lot of peace. So that's what I would say. A lot of times we hear things in the news and we get all worried and it never comes to pass. I know they say that the cases are rising of that nasty little virus. I'm hoping they won't. I'm hoping that by them noticing that the cases are rising, they'll be able to know what to tell us to do to keep things from getting as bad as they were last year. I'm hoping we won't have to be restricted in our activities. I'm very hopeful that we've learned enough that we can handle it better if it does get bad again. But the most important thing is just to be prepared, and then you don't have to worry. So that's my words to you today, is to pay attention and get started on that meal plan. Write out your 2 weeks worth of meals and make notes of things that your family would need if you went to the store and the shelves were empty. Say, that's okay, I've got enough to last this long, and, you know, take comfort in that. That's what my encouragement would be today, is be prepared. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching.